Hello. Today we are going to play this 4-color deck that McWinsauce has been absolutely killing it with. It's hard to ignore the success that he's had recently. Look at this. First, third, sixth, fourth. This third place is still a 4-0. Second, first. This dude's been killing it lately, and with this 5-color Omnath deck, there's been a lot of different versions that they've played. This one has 80 cards, so 65 main. That's what we're going to be playing today. This is the list, the latest one. It's an Amalgamation deck. It's an Amalgamation deck where it's basically 5-color beans where there's a little bit of a black splash. The black splash in the main is mostly for casting Bring to Light for 5 to get some very powerful cards, some very powerful bombs. There's a Mistveil Plains in the deck, which is a crazy card. It's for the mirror. So you could essentially put Time Warp at the bottom of your deck every single turn and just draw Time Warp. So you just mill through your whole deck, and then you have to get rid of the Beanstalks, because the Beanstalks will... You'll draw a card when you cast a Time Warp and then deck yourself. So there's some cool stuff you could do with the Mistveil Plains. That's why it's in the deck. This might be a little bit much, but it's probably necessary. I played this deck a little bit off stream. It's pretty crazy strong. Very, very powerful deck. And we are gonna jam in this prelim. The prelim: Stern Scoldings, Flusterstorms, Vetoes, Revelry. I played in a league. I got destroyed by Living End, but you know that'll happen. These 4-color control. I lost to Living End and Tron, which is usually what you lose to. All right, so we fetch Red Triome. We fetch America's Triome. Then we play Otawara. Then we have Counterspell. Alright, let's keep. Alright, so what do we know about them? Nothing, no information. We'll play this. And we'll yield through the turn. I'd have to imagine it's probably Rhinos, and they're probably going to cycle Lrien Revealed here. Oh, okay. Well, shit. I take back about the Rhinos. It's the other miserable Cascade deck that you can never beat. Alright. Let's get Raugrin Triome here. And then we'll play Minamo here. Well, at least we have a million counterspells against this stupid deck. At least we have all the counterspells, so that's good. Cycle. All of the cycling. They will do all of the cycling. And we will do all of the counterspelling. Do I like them? No. I think it doubles down on an already existing weakness of the deck. And that is the graveyard hate aspect. You know, this. I'll show you my experience playing this. Right? I just have this out. My opponent has Leyline. And I'm just getting beaten down by fucking Furies and shit. Right? Like, this... Our graveyard is already a weakness of the deck. And I think the Cauldron makes it so we're leaning into an already weak spot, in my opinion. Yeah, we're just going to counter all the Living Ends. That's my take. Is that it's just... We already have the weakness of the graveyard, and when decks just when we just lean into our weakness, it's kind of sus to me. But I haven't played with it enough. But every time I do play against it, my opponent has a Leyline of Void, and I'm just like, oh, well, I can't win. And then I have a 2-mana do-nothing in my hand. So, I don't know, Zerk. It just seems win more to me. it's very powerful game one, but like the deck's already powerful and strong, and I don't feel like it helps us where we need help, like against rhinos, and it's okay against scam, but like it's not gonna win you games again. They still can hard cast Fury. Yeah, maybe, but the odds of that happening. I figure they're gonna hard cast the old Grief here. Oh, they're suspending one. All right. Well, we'll play the Otawara now. We could jam a ring, but the problem is if we jam a ring, we're gonna face 40,000 power in play. I don't think we'll be able to stabilize. I mean, we could bring to light for a thing, but if they like go Living End and then hold up whatever, jam the ring, I don't think so, man. I think we just get dunked on by like 40,000 power. I don't think we can stabilize that hard. But maybe jamming the ring's right. But I don't think we're capable of stabilizing after all this power comes into play. But who knows? I don't know anything. We have... I guess we could wait one more turn, hold up the ring, plus Counterspell. Plus this stupid thing's coming off Suspend here. I guess we could bring to light for a... Nope, we can't bring to light for that. All these islands. All these, like, non-basic islands. I don't know, Zerk, what do you think? What do you think about the new tools? I mean, it's cool to combo. It's cool to get Ballista. Yeah, but this deck is playing Force the Negations. Like, we just gonna go all in on the ring and to just hope they don't have a force? I don't think we should play that game. Because if we go the one ring, and then they're gonna Living End, right? And then they just have our Counterspell, we're just toast. McWinsauce decided. I don't know. There's a bunch of people playing 65. There's some people playing 75, and they're like, oh, this is the greatest deck. And McWinsauce chopped it down to 65, and it's like, alright, whatever. Bring to Light Beans. We're trying it. Yeah, but is it fixing... Is it fixing problems that the deck has? Or is it just leaning heavier on a weakness that the deck already has? I mean, it does add a new angle, but, like, is it making it better? It sure as fuck is powerful when it works, but, you know, if someone has a Leyline of the Void, it looks pretty foolish. Okay, so what am I fetching here with this? I need red, I need double red, I don't know what the fuck I need. I guess I'm gonna get the other Triome here. I guess we'll get Zagoth. Alright, so they have a Living End coming off Suspend next turn. So I guess we could try and jam the ring. If we jam ring, it's going to go very bad for us. I guess we'll just hold up double Counterspell here. If they could beat double Counterspell, they could beat double Counterspell. And we'll discard a Solitude to hand size. So at least if they do whatever, we can do some amount of damage. No, I don't think Mill's unplayable. I was playing it today and I got, you know, I went 4-1. I was playing TFT while I was playing a league with Mill, and I went 3-2, 3-2, 4-1. So it's not unplayable. You just have to get lucky and get good matchups. And I lost to dumb shit. Like, the thing with Mill is that a lot of its wins are very razor thin in games 2 and 3. Because you have to work around so much shit. So it can be very, very complicated and annoying. Alright, let's counterspell this Living End. Let's see what happens. So, like, you're on this razor thin margin with Mill a lot of the time. And then it can go either way. And when it goes in the way that you want it to go, you do very well with Mill. And Mill's it's a very, very strong deck when things go your way. But when things don't go your way, it's rough. It's so It's very rough. Alright. So we're going to let this resolve. And then we're going to just counterspell this one. And let's see if they got another one. They did have a Force of Negation, by the way. So if we played the ring, they would have just cascaded into this, and we would have lost. Alright, so now we're going to have a real shot at stabilizing with the ring. So we're going to get back our solid dude. What's the nastiest, scariest one of these? Probably Oliphant, because it gives another thing trample. Alright, let's toast this Oliphant. Get out of here. Okay. So, I guess we're going to have to bring to light. Okay, so we have some choices. We can bring to light, or we can... I guess we just bring to light board wipe, right? I'll attack with my Solitude. I'll attack with my Solitude. The problem with bring to light board wipe is that they just cast another one and we're in the exact same spot. They do have 4 cards in hand. Let's just play the ring. And we'll hold up a Leyline Binding. Alright, let's play the ring. Okay. Draw a card. We'll play this. And we could start, like, killing these one at a time. Which is probably not a winning proposition. But I think we should do it anyway. Let's get rid of some of these things. Because if we board wipe next turn, we can board wipe and probably hold up a counterspell. Or do something like that. So potentially, we could be in a situation where we have to... Alright, let's crack this. Let's get Sacred Foundry, so we have double red. Get rid of Timothy Oliphant here. Alright, so... We can also use Minamo here to untap our ring. Let's draw with our ring. Alright, so how do we do this so that we can hold up Counterspell? We go shock you in. 1 white, red, green, blue, and then purple, because it doesn't matter. We cast Bring to Light for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're going to get Supreme Verdict. Now we're going to play the game of hope they don't have another counterspell. The old, my favorite game. Please don't have another counterspell. Do you have Sunfall? I wish. I wish we had Sunfall. Alright, cycle, cycle, cycle. Okay. Does my thingy resolve? They're cycling as hard as they can to try and get to a force negation. Cycle, 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 cycle. Can we get to a force of negation? I should have left up Minamo and... Alright, cast. Cast Supreme Verdict. Okay, so I should have maybe left up Minamo there so that I could maybe untap this and draw cards. But that might be extra greedy, especially because I want Leyline Binding. I don't know, they're probably going to cast the Cascade. Oh, they're eating their food. Oh, okay, well, food tastes delicious, so enjoy it. Food tastes so good, so enjoy it while you can. Alright, so they're 22 now. So they have 1, maybe 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. They suspended another living end. They might only have 3 living ends in the deck. This might be their one and only shot to try and resolve this living end. So let's try and get a Teferi in play. Let's try and get Tef Bones in play. Alright, we're going to go to 15 here. Wild how good the ring is. It is just absolutely absurd how good the ring is. See if we can hit an Omnath. Alright, well, here's Beanstalk. Let's Beanstalk. We can untap and then tap our ring. Let's see what we draw here with the beans. I guess we could reset the ring next turn. So let's just play, get some mana in play tapped. Put some mana in play tapped, and then we can untap our ring at the end of their turn. And we'll go from there. I guess we'll discard... How many cards? 65. 65 cards in this rando pile. Okay. I'm kind of surprised we didn't find a Teferi. But we'll be able to tap the ring, untap the ring. I actually think that this is their last living end, and they don't have another living end. Like, usually this deck is playing 4 copies of living end. Oh, what are we doing here? We're hard casting Grief. I guess I have to counterspell this. Otherwise I lose the counterspell, right? I love this basic Plains. It's pretty sweet, right? Alright, so they got the Force Negation. They're going to get to hit us. They'll take our ring, probably. This art is pretty sweet of the Plains. It kind of looks like Christmas lights in a weird way. Alright, so we're gonna untap our ring. I just spent a blue. 1 blue. Untap our ring. Tap our ring. I might as well binding that thing. Go to our turn. So we're taking 4 damage here, which is quite a bit of damage. Alright, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Omnath. Draw a card. Play a land. Gain some life. Crack the fetch. Get Mistveil Plains, I suppose. Gain some life. I guess we can do crazy shit here where we go Bring to Light for Time Walk. Let's get Time Warp. Cast Time Warp on ourselves. Draw a card with the Beanstalk. And I don't really think I need to draw many more cards. I think I can just chill here at this point. Go to the end step. Discard, discard, discard. We'll lose some life here. We really need to hit Teferi. Thank you. 1, 2... Teferi. Let's play a fetch. We're just an autopilot, right? There's so much we can do here. 1, yeah, they conceded. All right, so that was easy, right? That wasn't miserable at all. Okay, so what do we want? We could bring in Stern Stolings to beat Griefs, but I think that's a little narrow. I think we want Flooster Storm. I think we want this. I think we want Veil. I think we want Veto. I think we want this. I think we want this. I think we want these cards. I don't think this is a Mistveil Plains game. I don't think we're going to loop stuff. We could maybe just leave it in. I want the Boseiju in case they have, like... I don't really need the Boseiju. Alright, so what are we cutting? Prismatic Ending? Gone. This Bring to Life stuff seems a little hard to cast during a sorcery speed when they're going to have, like... When they're going to have a million mana up and a bunch of mystical disputes. I don't really want to resolve these type of cards, I don't think. Binding's probably not great as well. I think we want to leave some in case they cast some big beefy things later. I mean, you can actually cast Valki as a Thoughtseize and exile your opponent's Cascader, which actually came up, right? When Valki enters the battlefield, each opponent reveals their hand, exile a creature card. So it's 2 mana pseudo Thoughtseize of a Cascader. And so like maybe this is worth playing because it could hit up, you know what I mean? Like maybe. Alright, let's cut this big fancy stuff and let's go lean mean fighting machine. How's our prelim doing? Alright. After we finish this game, we should probably be ready for the prelim. Should time perfectly. Unless we get dumpstered this game. I guess this is a keeper. Yeah, but that's... I mean, if they're bringing in those cards like Furies and Isis against me, like, you know, that's seems okay. Obviously, this is not the best hand, but it's got lands and spells. The old Gemstone Cavern the wrong way. The unlucky Gemstone Cavern. The Gemstone Cavern of Shame. Yeah, sure. You making Dingo play it tonight? Yeah, sure. Cody the Spell Shift. Oh boy. Is Cody fixed? That's pretty wild. That's pretty crazy. That card's pretty good. I guess we'll play this. Hope we make it to this card. Cody is fixed. Some wild stuff happening in this deck. Primal Surge. Oh, they're griefing me again. This feels unwinnable. That feels not good for me. But they're not playing their second land drop so far, knock on wood. Goodbye on Mordigo. Hey, that's lovely. I don't think they're short on land, so I feel like we can get this Plains in play. But maybe we should take this opportunity to get the fetch, right? We can fetch up the other Triome and have the perfect mana. Let's do that. Let's crack Triome. Yield. Let's play Mistveil Plains just to get it in play because it comes into play tapped. And we have Counterspell up. So this Counterspell should be a very good draw. I mean, obviously, Counterspell is all you want against a deck like this, which is so all in. Force of Vigor. Alright, here we go. It's time. Oh shit, the prelim started. Would you like to play first? Yes. Keep. Oh shit. How's 5-color beans playing? Kind of crap. I don't know. I got mana screwed, so I can't really complain too much. Alright, they're gonna do it on my turn and my draw step, I think. Trying to be cute. I guess I'll just play this tapped. Just play this one tapped. I should probably just concede this league match. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this one off stream. The prelim off stream. And we'll play this one on stream. And then I'll move it over when the time is right. So we can finish up this game, this match against Living End. And it won't be too crazy with the 2-boxing. Alright, so they don't have it. They might not have it, or they might be looking for a... They might not have it, or they might be looking for a Force of Negation to, like, jam it perfectly, I guess. Alright, the Boseiju. Boseiju doesn't do anything here. I guess we'll just play this. Then we have Hardcast Solitude. We have Counterspell. We've drawn quite a large number of lands here. Quite a large number of lands. And they're just like not gonna cast anything ever. Alright. We've red. Let's get some more red blue, I suppose. I should have shocked this in, so that way if they go Cascader plus Mystical Dispute, I lose. So maybe that was a mistake to do that way. Probably a mistake, but I guess they didn't punish me for doing that. So I guess I'll just... Alright, here we go. Alright, so this comes into play. And we're gonna go... Counterspell. Alright, cool. We have absolutely nothing, so we're probably just dead. They're gonna get to double grief us. On the plus side, we're gonna draw garbage too. So like we're drawing dead. So they're not gonna give us something good. We're gonna have to discard, or this game's over. We lost. Alright. Let's run it back as is. We weren't gonna top deck Verdict because they would just bury it. They were gonna bury it. They were gonna bury it, so we wouldn't get to draw it, unfortunately. Alright, so now we're gonna go... 1, 2, 3... Alright, would you like to play first? Yes. Alright, what do you think of this hand? We've got the Stone. Stone's pretty good. We've got Teferi. I think we keep this hand. I think turn 1 Stone... I think Valki could be used as a Thoughtseize against a Shardless Agent. So, I think it's better than... all of these cards. Let's go you. Let's play Stone. Stone is 2 mana. Make opponent discard the graveyard. I think so. I think Purge is for scam. Alright, so they did nothing. This was a really good draw. Because now we can set up Beanstalk. What mana do we have to get? I guess we have to get a breeding pool. We have blue, so we might as well get Temple Garden here. We need red, but there's no red to get. So let's get Temple Garden. Yes. Beanstalk. Draw a card. And now next turn we're slamming Teferino. In the other game, I'm playing against Mono Black Control with Liliana, and they just wished for a they just wished for Sundering Titan, so I'm about to get Sundering Titaned, unfortunately. But I have this Counterspell, so I'm not going to get Sundering Titaned. But they have another Karn Wish, which Karn Wish could be another Sundering Titan. Let's counter this. I think counterspelling this is a good idea. Alright, but that's our sideboard game, so... we're just going to jam the Teferi. Maybe this is a little risky, jamming the Teferi, but... Cycle. Cycle the Street Wraith. Cycle the Street Wraith. Oh my goodness. Goodness, opponent. Did they find a counterspell for this? I mean, they probably have found one. Let's see what they got. I mean, this is a risky play, right? Because this thing costs 2 mana. Subtlety. I guess I'll just put it on top, right? If they're having to subtlety it, then it could be a real problem. Put it on top. Yield through the turn. Not great. Not great. I mean, if they have it, we're just doomed. We are just doomed if they have it. We'll just be doomed if they have it. If they don't have it. If they had it, I feel like they would slam it, right? They would just be slamming it. This is just a league game. I'm getting Liliana ultimated in this game, which always feels great. Always feels great to get Liliana ultimated. Alright, so the Grief is going to come into play. They're going to exile, I don't care, because my hand sucks. But Grief is going to get exiled because of this, which is something, right? That's something. They don't have a way to stop Teferi? Oh, baby. Alright, well, let's just slam Teferi. Hope Tef Bones is good enough. Hope old Tef Bones is good enough. These are the piles I just got. I can get rid of these lands. Or I could keep... choose a pile of sacrifice. Choose pile 1. That's not a bad hand to keep. But unfortunately they have a Cityscape Leveler in their hand and they're going to level my Omnath. So that's not good. Alright. 1, 2, 3, Teferi. I'm going to bounce my Beanstalk here. I guess actually that's kind of greedy. Let's just go up with Teferi. Yay! We won. Alright. Alright, what do we got? We can't cast a single spell in our hand. But we're only one land away from casting it. So I'm going to keep. But maybe this is not a good keep. But one land and we're set, right? Maybe this is bad keep. You want to see a funny bug? When you can't shuffle your cards back and forth on Moto, if you just go back to your collection, right? And you take a random card and you add it to a deck and then you move it back. Then you come back and you can shuffle your cards again. How's that for the weirdest fucking bug in the world? Isn't that crazy? Okay. Sleep Cursed Fairy made it to Modern. This is a new card from Thrones of Eldraine or whatever Eldraine. Untap the Sleep Cursed Fairy for 2. It's got Ward 2. It enters the battlefield with 3 stun counters on it. Pass. Alright. Dragon Rage Channeler. Mishra's Bauble. So what are the odds that they have Spell Pierce? Probably 1,000? Probably 10,000? It's not possible to random 4 counters. I think so. I mean, obviously this dude, Mick Winsauce, is killing it. Like, this win rate is crazy. So, and that's what they're doing. They're playing Counterspells and Omnath. Counterspells and Wrenn and Sixes. So, they know something that I don't know. Alright, so let's draw. Unfortunately, we have to... We get to Teferi here. Oops. Teferi comes down. We bounce the dude. Hopefully we hit a land. Alright, that's really good for next turn. Yield through this turn. So this fairy... I wonder if they can untap it, but they just... If they untap it now, they just remove a stun counter. It doesn't untap. So you have to remove all the stun counters before you untap. DRC. They're going to kill our Teferi. This gives them Delirium, so we can no longer Wrenn ping this. That's unfortunate for us. Unfortunate. Now the question becomes, what do we want to do? Do we want to slam the ring? Alright, so should we respect Spell Pierce? That's our first question. Should we respect Spell Pierce? If we respect Spell Pierce, then we should play the Wrenn and Six here and plus and set up. Or if we don't respect Spell Pierce, we should probably play Teferi for more tempo. But I think that we're going to respect the Spell Pierce. And I think that we're going to play this, fetch out a forest, and play Wrenn and Six, and get a land back to make sure that we have a land drop for next turn. I think that's our plan. That might be wrong. Alright, so let's go 1, 2, play Wrenn, plus return land, and yield to the turn. Okay. Wrenn goes to 1, deal. Wrenn gets bolted. Okay, okay. Okay. So I think what we're gonna do here is, are they gonna Murktide me? Oh, please Murktide. Oh, please. Please, 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 please Murktide. Don't do it. Don't Murktide me. I'm gonna blow you out. I'm gonna take you to the cleaners. Don't do it. Wow. Holy shit. I guess they must have force negation in their hand, because that's a wild play. Okay, so we can't play Omnath first because we have double this for some reason. So if we crack this, get black. No. If we crack this, how do we crack this so that we can cast Bring to Light for 4 this turn and get Supreme Verdict, and then next turn cast Omnath? We have to crack this, and we have to get Temple Garden, because then we could do green, white, blue, red, and then next turn, yeah. Alright, let's get the Temple Garden. So now we do green, white, blue, red, colorless, bring to light. Bring to light. If they have force negation, we're going to lose. It's just that simple. Bring to light. Okay. They pitched a Snapcaster Mage. Okay, alright. Well, we're going to get wrecked. Taking 1,000,000 damage. Okay, so what are our options? We can play the One Ring. We can go big, which is play Omnath, play Misty, crack. So the question is, do we think that they have an Unholy Heat? What's more likely as their last card? Unholy Heat or whatever? If they had an Unholy Heat, they just would have Unholy Heated our guy. Let's go Omnath. Let's go for the home run. I guess this loses to Unholy Heat, where just playing the ring loses to... I guess if we just play the ring, we don't lose to Unholy Heat. So let's play the ring here. Alright. We can also play Beanstalk here. 4, or we could just save. We can save this so that next turn we don't get wrecked by the Unholy Heat. I'm going to save this so I could go Omnath and then crack this fetch. If they go to Unholy Heat my Omnath. I'm not clicking this. Alright. Let's yield through the turn. Okay. Should we draw a card here? I think the answer is yes, we could draw a card. This might be a little risky, but I think it should be okay. Alright, we drew another fetch. That's kind of perfect. Alright, we go to 4. And now we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Omnath. Trigger. Draw a card. Are they going to Unholy Heat it with the trigger on the stack? Flame of a Nor. Alright, let's let them do their Surveil. We have to crack this to gain some life. We have to get... They just faked me out. Alright, we have to get Island here. And then this has to get Plains, and then we have to Teferi the Murktide. Let's get Island. Let's draw a card. Let's gain some life. And then this thing dies. We draw a card. But now we just crack this fetch. We Teferi, bounce this, and then we're dead to our own ring. Just dead. If you play land first, could I have gotten mana? Unfortunately, they did this with the draw trigger on the stack. So when Omnath came into play, they put the trigger on the stack, the draw trigger, and killed him. So I didn't have the opportunity to play a land. I just got to crack the one fetch. I guess I could draw... I guess I could click the ring and draw a... Alright, we're going to play... This is what we're going to do. We're going to play Teferi. We're going to bounce the Murktide. We're going to play the Plains. We could draw... We could draw like a Solitude off this. We're not dead yet. Bounce that. Alright, so we have to draw and hit a white card plus a Solitude. Alright, so our opponent is playing some weird shit. There's some non-traditional stuff that was in their list that you wouldn't see in a Murktide. So I think we want Supreme Verdict. I think we want Veil. I think we want Endurance. I kind of want Stern Scolding, but not really. I mean, this counters Ragavan, but that's probably about it. I think we want Purge, exile target red, permanent, exiles Ragavan. I kind of want Chalice of the Void. Yeah. Why would I Omnath when I can bring to light for Verdict? Because if I just bring to light for Verdict, I'm probably just dead to Bolt. Or a dash Ragavan plus a Bolt. Right? Like I wanted to gain life and stabilize. That's why I played Omnath. Because staying at like super low life than that. I don't know if we want... I mean, like, this does cycle and exile a graveyard. I think I want to bring in this. I don't think I want Mistveil Plains. Where we're at, we're getting destroyed. Alright, so what are we cutting? Let's cut Mistveil Plains for the Boseiju. So we can play around Blood Moon, which they're probably going to be playing. Let's bring in Chalice of the Void on 1. Because we're not playing anything that has 1 toughness. I guess we'll cut the Veil if we're going to bring in the Chalice on 1s. Endurance seems good. Supreme Verdict seems good. Elesh Norn doesn't do anything. We can cut the Elesh Norn. We should probably cut expensive sorceries like this. Because it doesn't seem like we're going to be able to resolve these through Spell Pierces and stuff like that. So let's cut some of these big expensive sorceries. And the Mistveil Plains. Actually, we'll leave in the Lrien. We'll call this a day. We didn't see Ragavan. We saw Snapcaster Mages. So maybe we want these Stern Scoldings against Snapcaster Mage. But I don't know what I want to cut. Let's cut the Valki. Let's leave a Stern Scolding in. And what else? No, if we're going to have Chalice, we probably don't want Stern Scolding. So let's bring this in as a way to... No, that's another card that walks into Chalice. Guess we can leave one of these in. Submit. Did I submit in time? Yes, I did submit in time. Would you like to play first? Yes. Why am I playing 65 cards? I'm just copying a list from this dude who's killing it, man. Don't hate. If you want to hate, send it to this guy who's killing it and winning all this stuff. Look at this. We're just copying. We're just copying the list of this dude who's been absolutely crushing it the last couple of weeks. Okay, so what do we got here? I think I like to keep this. We're just copying what they're doing. It's foolish to see someone having a very large amount of success and not try and play and emulate their success, or at least see what they're doing. Being like, why are you able to do this and no one else is? Yeah, what's up, Ride or Die? He could win with a ham sandwich, but that doesn't mean that we should just throw up our hands and say we suck at the deck and the deck sucks. We should try and learn and see what they're doing different than what we're doing. Because it's important to learn. Now the question is, see, this makes me want to play around Blood Moon here. This really, really, really makes me want to play around Blood Moon. So I guess I can get the Triome, get red here, and then get a forest with this one, and then be all set. Alright, so we can get... I guess we'll get this here. Struggling with the sauce piles? Yeah. Yeah, he's alright, dude. He's an alright dude. Crack. Forest. Wrenn. We will return... We have the basic plains, so we need the basic island, so we'll return this one. Alright! Looks like we're doing stuff. Does this deck play Elesh Norn? There is an Elesh Norn in the deck. As a one of. Sleep Cursed Fairy. Why do you think you would tap this instead of this? I think they just did it because they don't care, or they're going to play another one. Alright, 2 fairies. So, fairies, they're not going to be untapping for a while. Alright, let's continue our effort to play around Blood Moon. Return this and yield. So this gets us basic island, and then we have basic forest. Dragon Rage Channeler. Well... Okay. Should we cast this Endurance now into their Counterspell? That's probably not great. But at the same time, we can cast the Endurance and then we can play the Omnath. Why would they play this if it's not Delirious? Maybe we just pass the turn and just poke this. Just bad touch it. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's not crack this. Let's just bad touch this? Question mark? Okay. Alright. So I guess we just play this Triome here. And... Alright, now we have to be careful how we fetch next turn. So they'll untap one of these with the Endurance. They'll, like, untap one with the Sleep Cursed Fairy. But they don't untap right away. So there's still more stun counters to go. It's possible I should have played the Endurance while they're tapped out. But we have this Counterspell in our hand. We really want to Counterspell something. I guess we're not going to get to Counterspell anything. So I guess I want to play an Endurance now to use my mana efficiently. So I need to crack this, and I need to be able to get a green mana source. I guess I have to get Breeding Pool. But if I get a Breeding Pool, I can't cast Omnath next turn. Because I have Forest. I can't get a... I needed to play the Windswept Heath so I could get the Temple Garden. That's a mistake that McWinsauce wouldn't have made. I needed to play the Windswept Heath so I could fetch and get the Temple Garden So I could go green, green, green. The garden is in my hand. Oh, well, I'm fucking stupid. I guess we'll just delay everything one turn. Endurance, cast. We'll just delay everything one turn. Because we're dumb. Let's just put this into play tapped. Return this. And we'll hold up Counterspell to try and deal with their Flame of Anor that they're going to cast at the end step. Cast a Flame of Anor here. This is where you would buy Yorion for sure. Dress down. Okay. Does that stop the Sleep Curse Fairies? That doesn't even stop the stun counter. Would you like to attack me? No. Alright, we don't really have a lot going on in our hand here. The One Ring. That seems pretty good to jam here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's jam this One Ring here. This is going to eat some kind of counterspell. I would like this to resolve. I would like this One Ring to resolve. Too bad. It's not going to resolve. Okay. Well, Wrenn goes up. And you have to turn. Alright, good news is our Omnath is probably more likely to resolve next turn. Hopefully Omnath resolves, knock on wood. Well, we don't have a lot backing up this Omnath right now. But this Endurance is really keeping these fairies in check. Alright, let's jam the Omnath. Red and blue. F. Sick. Alright, let's do the beans. Alright, well, we did get to draw a card this turn. Oh, good, another way to fetch lands. I guess we could fetch out a basic island here. Just in case we get Blood Mooned, I guess. Return this. Yeah, we can hardcast this for sure. I'm not going to cycle this. Obviously, we have enough lands. Well, this Endurance is really holding back the fort. This Endurance is doing the good work. Hopefully, they don't actually have a way to kill the Endurance. Because that's holding the gates at bay. Alright, looks like they're going to swing at the Wrenn and Six here. We'll pick off a fairy. Maybe I should pick off the Mutavault. Because, like, I don't want them to have lands. Maybe the Mutavault's better to pick off. Yeah, let's pick off the Mutavault. Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should we play a land first to play around Mystical Dispute? I think that makes sense. But if we play a land first to play around Mystical Dispute, do we want to play one of these fetches? So we can get value from our Wrenn? Probably. So let's play this. Let's cast this. Crack. This way we can play around Mystical Dispute. Draw 3 cards. Holy cow. Return. We don't need to return a land. We'll just have to discard it anyway. And we'll just discard a fetch here. There's a list in the 5-0s with this Sleep Cursed Fairy deck. Drag Rage Channeler, sure. Dragoid Channeler, sure. Sleep Cursed Fairy, sure. Boy, this Supreme Verdict is going to be tasty. Might as well kill one of these. What a tasty, tasty, tasty Supreme Verdict. Should I crack this? Or should I save it for an Omnath? Probably save it at this point. What the hell's the difference is it gonna make? Alright. I could attack with the Endurances. But I'm just gonna... We're just in time saving mode right now. Which means I'm gonna wipe your board. And then I'm going to play this. And play the Beanstalk. Draw the cards. Yield through the turn. Because we have to win this game quick. Because we're at 9 minutes. I have to win 2 games in 9 minutes. So I have to hurry a little bit more than I have been. Yes. Pump, pump, pump. Bring to light. Bop, 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 bop. I shouldn't have played the land first when I did this. Blue, Counterspell. Let's get Omnath. Cast Omnath. Crack. Get the shock. I'm just doing this shit to go fast. No mill. Not right now. Maybe mill later. I'm probably going to play mill tomorrow. It's been too long since I've played mill. Here comes the giant Murktide. Which we're going to let resolve because we'll just Teferi it next turn. Or Solitude it. One of the two. Probably Teferi it because we want to win the game quicker. So we probably just go Teferi. Bounce. Play land. Gain some life. Crack. Get this. Trigger. Cast this. We probably want to... I mean, there's so much shit we can do right now. But... just attack. And we'll Solitude the thing at the end of the next step. When they replay it again, we'll Solitude it. Alright. So now we have 8 minutes to win the next game. Yeah. I'm very down on time, so we're not going to be doing as much talking as we usually would do. Should probably have the... No, I have the Chalice of the Voids in, so... Actually, now that I think about it, Chalice of the Void is probably not very good because of the Flame of Anors. Alright. We'll keep this. And this will get Temple Garden, so we can go Temple Garden, Wrenn and Six. I don't think this Sleep Cursed Fairy is better than Ragavan. It just doesn't seem to be better than Ragavan. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but like, imagine if this was a Ragavan. I guess I could pending it. I'm not pending this thing, so that's something, right? Alright, let's get Temple Garden. Temple Garden. Let's play Wrenn and Six. Hopefully this Wrenn resolves and doesn't get Spell Pierced. It doesn't get Spell Pierced. That's lovely. That's lovely. I mean, it's like Sarah, whatever. It's like Suspend 3. It's very weirdly worded. But it does have Ward 2, right? And Ward 2 is not nothing. Bloodman. Absolutely just punished. Could not lose the game harder. Can't really lose the game harder. I guess that's on me. Yep. Now we lose. I guess... I don't know, man. I guess I got. I guess I got. Oh, there's Boseiju. If I make it to the basic. Cool. Cool. I guess I got. I don't know how I could have played Wrenn and Six on 2 and still had a basic Plains. Well, they didn't have it in game 1 and 2. They just didn't have it. So I was like, maybe I don't need to worry about it. But I should have known better. I don't know. I don't think there was a way that I could have played Wrenn on 2. The old snap, bolt, snap. Nice. Am I doing a Worlds co-stream? No. I don't give a fuck about Standard. Do you play Standard? What can we draw here? I hope Ely wins. That's all I know. I hope Ely wins. So what can we draw? We could draw basic forest and Blood Moon this. Yeah, it's Standard. I googled it earlier today. Magic Worlds format. Format for Worlds 2033 is Wilds of Eldraine. Oh, I guess it's draft and standard constructed. Like, who the f cares about this? Purge. Yep, I'm dead. Got wrecked. Got wrecked by Blood Moon. I don't know how I could have sequenced the turn 2 Wrenn and not got wrecked by Blood Moon. Well, hello there. And Wizards of the Coast does a terrible job, like, balancing Standard. Where, like, you can buy a deck in Standard and just have it banned from you, and it's just the worst feeling in the world. Yeah. And generally speaking, people just don't like Standard as a format, because the older formats are cool and in depth, and in Standard, you're just kind of limited by the power of the cards that you have, I guess. Is a way to say that. Whatever the most bomb card is, that's what everybody's playing. I do play a lot of Limited. I play Limited if I like the set. If I like the set, then I'll play a bunch of Limited. Like, I really like Lord of the Rings Limited. It was interesting, so I played a bunch of it. Alright, let's see if we can Beanstalk here. And hit a land that comes into play tapped and don't get spell pierced. Fuck. This is my favorite fairy list from locals. Is this local fairies or what is this fairies? This Sleep Curse fairy does have potential. I'm just gonna Solitude this. I am very far off from killing this monkey. I can't counter it. I'm just gonna kill this. I hate this monkey. That might have been an overreaction, but like if that monkey hits us and they get to hold up Counterspell here, we'll be in a lot of trouble. The One Ring. Alright, well, shit. Shit. You feel like we sequenced this hand wrong? What should we have done? Like, I wanted to play this first. I was thinking about playing Beanstalk on 2, right? So I went land into Beanstalk. I don't know. Good. Solitude with value ending on 3. Maybe. But we were on, like... It was turn 3, and I didn't think that they had a Ragavan. And we probably would have got spell pierced regardless. I don't know. Maybe. Alright. Okay. Alright, let's bring in Stern Scoldings. Let's bring in Endurance. Let's bring in Supreme Verdict. We probably want Boseiju to deal with the thing. We could probably cut the Mistveil Plains. And, do we want the Chalices on 1? We probably do want Chalice on 1. So if we want Chalice on 1, we probably don't want this. And what are we going to cut against them? Let's cut some of the expensive sorceries. Elesh Norn doesn't do anything. One card out. Let's cut Valki. Alright, let's submit like this. I've been Blood Mooned more times today than I can care to think about. Alright, so we have Chalice on 1 and Beanstalk. Alright, we'll keep. And we'll start off with... We want to play around Blood Moon, so I'm just going to fetch fucking basics and not worry about red. So this is going to be basic plains, and this is going to be basic forest, and we're going to be good. So I'm not going to lose to Blood Moon, main deck, or out of the sideboard. I'm tired of losing the Blood Moon. Alright, crack this. Get a plains. I didn't need to crack it there, but I'm just tilted. Alright, now we're going to get a forest. And we're going to Chalice on 1. And hope that it's good enough. Alright. So now we have to walk the Beanstalk into Counterspell. Unfortunately, this just gets countered. But we're going to have to work our way through these Counterspells eventually. We could try and sandbag it for a long time, but we kind of got to do it. And we probably we start putting double blue in play for our very own Counterspell. We could try and wait with the bean and try and sandbag the bean, but eventually we're going to have to get through these Counterspells. I don't see them ever like tapping out or doing anything. Okay, well, should have waited a turn. Should have waited a turn. That shows me. I don't see them tapping out, I say, as they literally tap out in front of me. Oh, boy. Alright, well, I guess I should have waited on the Beanstalk. All the Blood Moons today. All of the Blood Mooning is happening today. Spell Pierce. Now they have Threshold. That's a good draw. How much is this going to cost to do this? It's going to cost 2 mana. So we can go 1, 2... Binding the Blood Moon. Then we can hold up Counterspell. And then next turn we can Solitude this thing. Okay. Or do we wait to Solitude with Counterspell backup? We might have to do that. We'll see what we draw. Right? We'll see what we draw. Hopefully Chalice is doing a lot of work here. We'll never actually know. But we have to assume the Chalice is doing... Is there a reason not to play Pool before Binding? Alright, so let's play Pool. You're probably right. You're probably right. We should have played the land and then bindinged it, so our land didn't come into play tapped. Okay, so we have a Solitude here. We have 2 Solitudes, so we'll just run them out. We'll run them out in combat, I suppose. Another Blood Moon. I guess I just Counterspell this and then untap in Solitude. I should have obviously let the Surveil resolve, but we're just trying to play fast. Alright, let's just jam this now. We don't have red because we fetched around Blood Moon. How ironic, we should have let them cast this. Get out of here. We should have let the Blood Moon resolve. That would have fixed our mana. In a manner of speaking. Fury. We're pitching a Fury. To kill the Solitude. Okay. Jace. Gee. Holy shit. It's a Jace the Mind Sculptor. We're so dead. Oh my god. Jace? What year is it? Now we draw the counterspell. Terrific. At least they're brainstorm lock with the Jace. So I think if we play the Solitude, it's gonna get counterspelled. But we kind of have to pressure the Jace, I think. Maybe this is wrong, but I think I want to pressure the Jace. Oh, it worked. I didn't think it was gonna work. Alright, let's begin combat. Let's begin combat. Let's hit the Jace. Okay. So I guess we have to shock ourselves to play the Wrenn and Six. Crack. And then we could start getting some value from Wrenn and Six. And by shock ourselves, I mean bolt ourselves. Wrenn. Now, do we want to bad touch Jace? No, I think we return a land and then we can bad touch Jace next turn. Because Jace will be attacked by the... Let's return a land this turn. And then we can bad touch next turn. Otawara, the Chalice. Oh boy. We are about to get Unholy Heated and Unholy Heated and Unholy Heated. Our entire board is about to melt away to an Unholy Heat. DRC, that resolves. We have to keep our Solitude. DRC, that resolves. Jeez. Well, Chalice was doing work, that's for sure. Chalice was doing work. That's a good draw. Alright, let's resolve this one ring. This is how we want to tap, so we'll have double blue plus a white for Leyline Binding. Alright, let's ring. Okay. Now what do we want to do? We probably want to put the Chalice in play. And we should probably swing the Subtlety at the Jace. Or do we just ping the Ragavan? Alright, let's just ping the Ragavan. Well, these guys have to attack. Right, so let's ping this. Let's ping the Ragavan. Play the land. Go 1, 2. Play the Chalice on 2. Play the Chalice on 1 again. Spell Snare. Let's get the Surveil. Get the Surveil. Am I shocking myself to counter this? I think I am. I think I want the Chalice on 1. Counter this. There is only one card in hand, but I think Chalice on 1 is good to not die to Bolt and stuff. So, I could attack the Jace here, but then this trades off. So why don't I just make these things attack and then swing at the Jace next turn? Maybe I just trade. No, let's just pass. Let's keep the Solitude alive. I don't think I want to draw with this, because I could be in a really precarious spot with life totals if I draw and they play something. Who knows? Right? We could be in a very precarious spot if there's an answer to this Solitude. But we'll see how the end step looks like. We're not going to get a Wrenn and Six to untap with, that's for sure. Maybe cracking the Counterspell, Cast into the Fire. Alright, well. Now we know they have Cast into Fire. Alright, so there's cast in the fire. Exile target artifact. So if we click first and they exile it, we do not draw a card. If they target it and then we draw, we get to draw a card. Yeah. That's the thing. If they Jace bounce this, then like exile our ring, we're kind of in trouble. But we have to wait. I mean, they could just exile the chalice and then like kill us. We'll see. We'll see what they end up doing. Who knows? Alright. Wrenn is dead. C'est la vie, Wrenn. Sure. Alright. So, what's going to happen here? Are they going to cast into the fire? Jace looks at the top card of my library. They targeted their own library. They targeted plus on themselves, which is reasonable. I am not going to click and draw while they have the cast and fire. Alright, let's do the surveil. Let's do the surveil. This one card draw is free, right? It's just free. We get a free card. Oh, that's a really good card to draw. That's an unbelievably good card to draw. That might have just saved us. Oh, speaking of saving us, holy shit. Okay, so we just binding the Jace, cast Endurance. I don't want to get cute because I don't want to get the Endurance counterspelled. Crazy Hair, thank you for gifting out a sub to Wiretap. Thank you. Let's not get too cute, right? Let's just cast it now and not worry about Counterspell or anything. Let's cast the Endurance now. Get rid of all their stuff. Binding the Jace. Binding the Jace. And we're going to swing and go to 7. So I feel like we're doing good things here. I didn't want to just run the Endurance and risk them counterspelling it. Like, obviously it's better if we could trap them into attacking with the Endurance. But at the same time, we don't want to walk the Endurance. We don't want to get the Endurance counterspelled. That was a really good turn. That was a very, very good turn. Very, very good turn for us. I mean, hopefully they're just looking at 1-drops they can't cast, like this Ragavan. Preordain into the Chalice. They did wait till the second main, so if these get Delirium, they don't have to attack. Which is nice. Bring to light. I think I'm going to swing the Solitude into them. We'll swing the Solitude and see if they do something like Bolt. They'll block and like try and bolt it or something crazy. So then we could resolve the Bring to Light freely. So let's attack. Hopefully they go block and then bolt to try and get Delirium. No, they don't do that. Alright, well, we should probably cast this spell. We should probably cast this spell. Do you have a counterspell, friend? You do have a counterspell! Wow, who would have guessed? Wow. Alright, well. One card on top. One card on top. F6. I got nothing. Okay. Okay. Let's see what other bomb we draw. The old Expressive Iteration second main phase. They're putting cards on top of their library again. That's kind of scary. But at the same time, I feel like this Chalice is doing work. A Consider has entered the exile phase. Okay, you can cast your Consider. Alright, so now they're delirious little angry shamans. Eventually they're going to play a Murktide, I'd have to imagine. Alright. Do I want to trade a Solitude for one of these DRCs? And I think I'm okay with that now. I think I'm willing to do that. I guess these DRCs just walk into this Endurance. I go to 7. Yeah, let's just have the DRCs swing in. Okay. All the expressive iterations. I guess they're going to look for a Murktide to cast now so that they can de-delirium themselves. So then the DRCs don't suicide. Yeah. There's the Murktide region. So here comes the de-suiciding Dragon Rage channelers. I would very much like to draw a spell. They're expressing themselves, you know. It's good to let people express themselves. An old 8/8 Murktide. Hell yeah. Alright, deck. I would like to express my disgust. Oh, that's funny. I'm pretty disgusted with this deck, too. Can I draw a spell, please? Oh, thank you. I'll never ask for anything again. That is quite the spell. I dare say that might be the best spell that we could ask for. And we're going to click, click, boom now. Alright, that's not great. But we'll play land. And yield to the turn. Good luck doing anything with us. I won't ask for anything. No, because I'm going to draw like 8 million cards next turn. We're drawing like 30,000 cards into our opponent's counterspells, but still. Magus of the Moon. We have all the basics that we own in the deck. So it is the way it is. There is a Magus of the Moon out. And they have double blue up for Counterspell. I do love to see that. That does make me very happy. I go to 9 here. Chalice of the Void. Okay, so we're going to cast Chalice on 2. We cast Chalice on 2 here. And then we click. Or do we click and then Chalice on 2? We definitely click first. May we draw a Beanstalk. I guess we're going to have to chump block with this, so let's cast Chalice on 2. That does shut off some of our outs. If we have Chalice on 2. It is what it is, right? I think we can't let them counterspell our next out. Beanstalk. We could draw Beanstalk to cycle into something else. But I think we're going to Chalice on 2 now. Yep. Alright, well, we wasted a counterspell. Yeah, well, I don't think Murktide is like iffy tier 1 now. Yeah, we do need a white card. I think we're dead, by the way. I believe we're deceased. Alright, so we have to chump the Murktide, obviously. And then we go to 1 life. I have a feeling I'm about to be lightning bolted. Are they getting rid of my ring? Are they getting rid of the Chalice on 1? Yup. Yup. Alright. I need a white card. You need a white card. I go to 1. That's a white card. I feel like I click the ring to try and draw into another ring. That's not good. Let's cycle to try and hit another ring. That's not good either. I mean, we're dead, right? We Solitude, kill this, attack, we go to 4. We're dead. Just dead. Dead to Blood Moon. Just over and over and over and over again. All day, we're just dying to Blood Moon. Why does it not work? It's not working. Oh, I'll give you the deck list here. This is the deck list that we were playing today. Copy. I have been Blood Mooned more times today than I care to think about. So we Solitude this. We attack. If we Solitude this and we don't attack, we just get killed by the flyers. If we attack, we just get killed by the flyers. We're just dead. Dead to Blood Moon. Dead to Blood Moon. Dead to Blood Moon. And in our other thing, we died to Blood Moon 3 times. I've had enough. I've had enough playing this deck. Tomorrow, we will be back with something fun. We'll either play this humans list that 5-0'd, or we'll play crabs or milled. Or mill. This deck is just not for me, apparently. Apparently, this deck is just not for me. I don't know. Apparently, McWinsauce plays around Blood Moon better. Or just draws better mana, or does mana better. Just does something better. But, good for them for succeeding. I will see you guys tomorrow. And I hope you have a great day. I'll send you on a raid.
Thank you.